Picture this. The year is 1817, and you're making your way through the crowded streets of London. The air is thick with the smell of horse dung and the sound of carriage bells. Suddenly, you see something that makes you stop in your tracks. Two men are racing down the street on peculiar contraptions with large front wheels, small back wheels, and no horses. They look like a pair of hobby horses on wheels, and you couldn't help but stare as they whiz past you. Now, what in the world are those things? What you just witnessed is the first recorded race between two velocipede riders, the English name for a type of bicycle. Invented a few years earlier by Baron von Drey, a German nobleman and amateur engineer, the velocipede was the precursor to the modern bicycle. And those two men you saw racing were part of a growing movement of people who were ditching the horse and embracing a new way of getting around. But the story of the bicycle is not just about innovation. It's also a story of social change, of how a simple invention can disrupt the status quo and change the way we live, work, and play. So let's go back to the beginning. The modern bicycle has been attributed to several inventors, but most agree that the groundwork was laid by a handful of 19th-century Europeans. In 1817, German inventor Carl Drey created the Lauf machine, which translates to running machine. This two-wheeled vehicle had a large front wheel connected to a seat by a spring and a smaller back wheel that steered the contraption. But it didn't have any pedals or moving parts. Riders propelled themselves forward by simply walking or running while seated. Drey's invention was not meant to be a toy, but rather a serious mode of transportation. He envisioned a world where people would use these running machines to travel long distances at speeds of up to 24 kilometers per hour, all while enjoying fresh air and exercise. But not everyone was on board. The running machine was met with skepticism and even fear. Many people thought it was too dangerous to ride, and some went as far as to call it the devil's chariot. Despite the controversy, Drey's invention caught on, and soon people all over Europe were trying to build their own versions of his machine. Enter Pierre and Ernest Michaud, a French father-son duo, who took Drey's design and added a few key innovations. In 1851, they created the first pedal-powered velocipede. Instead of propelling the machine with their feet, riders could now use their pedals and crank to move forward, making the journey more efficient and enjoyable. The Michaud velocipede quickly became popular, but there was still room for improvement. In 1867, a Scottish inventor named John Kemp Starley made a significant breakthrough. He created a bicycle with a rear-wheel drive system, a diamond-shaped frame, and pneumatic tires. This innovation made the bicycle much easier to ride and more comfortable too. Starley's bicycle quickly became the standard for the era, and variations of his design dominated the market. By the end of the 19th century, bicycles were being manufactured in mass and sold all over the world. But the real boom didn't come until 1885, when an English company introduced the Rover bicycle. This model featured a revolutionary new gearing system that allowed riders to maintain a steady speed without having to pedal furiously. The Rover bicycle quickly became the best-selling bike of all time and helped to popularize cycling as a pastime. From the late 19th century onwards, bicycles were instrumental in advancing women's rights. The bicycle gave women a new sense of freedom and independence, allowing them to travel without the limitations of walking. Women's cycling clubs started popping up all over the place, and by the turn of the century, women were even participating in long-distance cycling events. Today, bicycles are used by millions of people all over the world for transportation, recreation, and exercise. And while they may not be as revolutionary as they once were, they're still an important part of our daily lives. So next time you hop on your bike, take a moment to appreciate the rich history and innovation that went into this humble invention. And who knows? Maybe you'll even spot a couple of Viadrome riders racing through the streets. Just don't be too surprised if they leave you in the dust. I'm your host. Thanks for watching till the end, and I'll see you in the next video.